Hi everybody, my name is Ben Oliveri. Thank you for joining me for your practice today. So just a little quick 10-minute tutorial today, and it's going to be a tutorial on how to float forward and start to work towards bringing that into your practice. So floating forward, catching a little bit of hang time when you hop forward in your practice. Uh, don't expect it to happen today. It's definitely something that takes time. It's a process to build the muscle memory and the core and shoulder strength that's necessary to keep you floating for just a tiny bit before your feet land down. But in any case, with this little tutorial, I'm going to show you a few specific tips that are helpful and that you can bring into your practice, whether you're floating forward or not, in order to maybe get there a little more quickly. So we'll just do a little wrist warm up, shoulder warm up, and a little bit of core work. We'll get right into it, and you can give it a try. So go ahead and come to all fours, please. Turn your fingers out to the long edges of your mat and rock from side to side. Just listen to your wrists and forearms as far as how far you should go. If they're calling for more sensation, you can lean further to each side, or maybe it's just a really subtle rock from side to side. And then face the fingertips towards your knees. If this is too intense, stay with the first version. If you are here with me, rock the weight back and forth. Try to maintain steady breath. Unhinge the jaw. And then hands back forwards. Last one. Come to the back of your hands, fingertips face towards one another. And really gentle rock side to side. Might not take much. This can be an intense one. Good. And then go ahead, sit back on the heels or cross-legged. Shake out the wrists. Maybe take some circles in both directions. Wrap your right elbow over your left. Either hold on to the upper back and pull the shoulder blades apart, or connect the palms for eagle arms. If you're in eagle arms, lift the elbows up, press the forearms forward, press the palms together. Take a deep breath here. And then inhale, bring the arms out into a T. This time left elbow over right. So you can take that bear hug and pull the shoulder blades apart. Or if you're in eagle arms, to get that action of the shoulder blades apart, you press the forearms and the palms together. Go ahead and release that. Come to a seat. Reach your arms forward, charge through the fingertips. Lift the shins to come into boat pose. So just feeling the engagement of the core here. See if you can focus on pressing the belly button into the spine as you lift the chest up. Take a few breaths. Again, that core engagement is crucial in floating forward. And then cross the ankles. And a lot of floating forward, it's not about being super, super strong in the shoulders and cores. A lot of it is just learning how to properly use your body. Of course, strength does play a role in it to a certain extent, but a huge part of it is just learning to engage the muscles properly. Go ahead and shift into a plank pose. Squeeze the inner thighs together, press the heels back, and again, feel that engagement of the belly button to the spine, and focus on pressing the mat away from you. And as you press the mat away, I want you to focus on the engagement of the shoulders and not the wrists, right? So press the mat away enough to where you feel your shoulder blades activate, your shoulders activate. And look down, make sure that your shoulders are right over your wrists, not behind them, not in front of them, right over. And one more breath. And then press your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Let the head drop, press the hips up. And then a handful of times, we're just going to go up on the balls of the feet and sink down. So go ahead and come up high onto the balls of the feet. And then sink your hips down. Sink your bum as close to your heels as it goes. Look forward. We're not going to hop yet. Let's get the gaze set. So butt towards your heels, gaze is forward in between your hands. This is the start. Look. And then press the hips back up into down dog. And then with the breath a few times. So inhale high onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, coil back, sink your bum to your heels as close as it goes. Inhale, rise onto the balls of the feet, maybe even the toes. Exhale, sink back. Drop the knees, widen them. Child's pose. Take a few breaths here, feel the spine reset. Let the shoulders relax. Go ahead and come to a comfortable seat. So a few things to remember when you're floating forward. Again, like I mentioned in plank pose, as you hop forward, you're pressing the mat away the whole time and feeling the shoulders activated. And then there's the engagement of the core by hugging the belly button into the spine. So you can go ahead and watch me just for the first couple times. So notice how when I do my hop forward, I'm trying to get my shoulders over my wrists when I land. So I'll come up high onto the balls of my feet, sink my hips down. Instead of looking down right underneath my nose, looking forward between my hands. From here, I'm going to send my hips up, really press the mat away, and land as lightly as I can. So let's just take these little baby hops to start. So sink your bum towards your heels from down dog. And then I want you to focus on pressing your hips up and just hop forward a tiny bit. Do a few of those hops until you get to the top of your mat. Focusing on landing as lightly as you can, you do that by pressing the mat away and engaging the core. So when you're hopping forward, you want to think like if you were watching a basketball game, or if you're playing basketball, if you were the ball leaving the player's hand, the ball goes up and then down into the basket. So if the player was to just shoot the ball straight forward, it would go off the front end of the rim. So you have to get that height and then sort of drop down. Or if you're a golfer, like a pitching wedge, right? If you hit it straight, it's going to go past the green. You want to get under it, go up, and then down. So downward facing dog, let's take those little hops all the way to the top of your mat. So remember that your gaze is forward. When I hop forward, I also like to bring the hands in a little bit closer towards myself so that there's not as much distance to travel. Okay, come to down dog, take a full breath. Come up high onto the balls of the feet. Sink the hips low, coil back. Hop forward, try to land lightly. Hop forward, try to land lightly. Top of your mat, standing forward fold. Back into downward facing dog. Come down to any comfortable seat. So again, just remembering that this is a process. So if you're not catching hang time yet, you're not doing anything wrong. But in your practices, when you're doing your sun salutations, if the teacher says step or hop forward and hopping is in your practice, two biggest things to focus on: pressing the mat away, engaging the core, and then you're going to start to land lighter and lighter on your feet, and that's how you get to the float. Let's give it one more try before we wrap up. Downward facing dog. Bring the hands in a little bit closer towards yourself. High on the balls of the feet or the toes. Sink your bum towards your heels. Look forward. Remember, pretend like you were a basketball. Press the hips up. Try to get your shoulders over your wrists. Try it as many times as you'd like. Alrighty, feel free to give it as many tries as you'd like. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you liked it. Hit the like button. Yeah, any questions you have, feel free to ask. It's a really fun thing to bring into your practice, to be honest with you. It brings a nice play aspect into the yoga practice. And, you know, if you're doing a bunch of sun salutations in every practice, your shoulders are getting stronger each time you do this. Your core is getting stronger. So great way to build strength and confidence in your yoga. Thank you so much. Have a great day.